Hello, welcome to Penzi Farm. My name is Samson. I'm gonna tell you guys how we got into the Kalahari goats. Initially, we were trying to get a buck from South Africa that we were hoping to cross with our galas, and we wanted a Kalahari buck. And the process of getting a buck from South Africa was so strenuous. First, to get a really good buck from South Africa was a little bit hard. We couldn't actually locate. It was hard to find Kalaharis in the market. It took us a long time to even find the buck from South Africa and import one. So I kind of got challenged. Just wanted to solve that problem of farmers accessing Kalaharis. If you shop around within the country, it's really hard to find the Kalahari goats around, leave alone to find the Kalahari bucks. So at that point, I decided, look, let's make these animals accessible to our farmers. We decided to import 9 Kalahari does in 2024, and that is how we started. We got the 9 does and we got a very good buck that came with them. And ever since then, we fell in love with the Kalaharis. Pretty much, Kalaharis are quite resilient. They have a very fast growth rate, and they require very minimum maintenance when you compare them with the Boers. So we expanded our line of Kalahari goats. At the moment, we have about 25. Their twinning rate is quite high, and yeah, Kalahari is pretty much one of our favorite breeds here. As you can see them, they look cleaned up, they look happy most of the time, they are very friendly, and as you can see them, they are also beautiful. This is Beast. Beast is very friendly. Look at his horns. He might look threatening, but he is very docile. Can be around kids. Very, very friendly animal. He's given us a lot of offsprings. This is one of them. We are not able to keep them around because the demand is so high. So when we compare the Kalahari and the Boers, in terms of building the numbers, we realize that we've been able to grow our numbers with the Kalahari much faster. They have a high twinning rate. Their level of fertility is much higher. The Kalahari will pretty much it will be served at least once a year, and they are quite consistent when it comes to breeding. So compared to our Boer goats, sometimes the Boer goats, you really have to feed them well, you have to bring them, you have to guide them into coming into heat, into getting served. Anyone can actually do goat farming. If you love farming and you love goats, you can do farming. You can do it in countryside, if you have a big space of land, or you can do it in small scale. That is in urban areas under zero grazing. Best way when you start goat farming is to start small. When you start small, it gives you time to learn your animals. You get to learn the feeds, you get to learn the diseases, you get to learn how to plan vaccination, deworming, you get to know which kind of feeds are best for your animals, and you get to learn how to keep the records. Records are really important with animals, and when you start small, you're able to manage your records properly. But if you start too big, you probably might get overwhelmed. You might not be up to date with keeping your records, keeping the weights, and being able to pretty much put the systems in place that you're gonna need when you grow bigger. Anyone can keep goats anywhere, be it in urban areas or in rural areas. But what is the difference? If you're looking at somebody keeping goats in rural areas, they have massive space. They have a lot of feeds, they have plenty of water, and pretty much maybe labor is cheaper and they don't have to do a lot of shelters. When they get a pure buck and they cross with the traditional goats and the galas, they are able to get those animals that will be able to gain weight faster. They'll mature quicker within the shortest time possible, which means less investment in terms of feeds, in terms of manpower, and in terms of treatment. You don't have to deworm as many times. You don't have to vaccinate as many times. As a matter of fact, a lot of vaccination are annual. That means you're going to do it only once. But then again, if you are to keep pure goats in your rural country, in your farm, you'll actually make much more money because you'll be getting animals that grow faster. We are talking about weight gain. Between the first 2 months, an animal will move from 4.3 kgs at birth, possibly, to about 20 kilos in about 2 months. That means you've gained the weight faster, you've taken a shorter time to feed that animal, and you've reduced your risk because you're handling that animal for only 3 months, as compared to somebody who has to handle that animal for maybe 1 year to get to that weight of 25 kgs or 30 kilos. So it's a big advantage for somebody in the country to go pure. But still, if you are not ready to go pure, you still have the advantage of crossing your traditional goats with our pure bucks, and that will give you quick weight gain within a shorter time, and you'll be able to sell more. If you're going to be raising your goats in an urban area, you may as well go for as pure genetics as possible. Why am I saying that? When you go for pure genetics in urban areas where you have limited space, limited access to food, you'll be getting animals that can gain weight within the shortest time possible. The rate at which these animals convert the feeds into weight is amazing. It's unbelievable. With some of our pure genetic goats, we've seen our newborns gain almost 2 kgs per week. So when you go for the pure bloodline, you're looking at less time in terms of maturity, quick weight gain, less feeds invested in these animals, and you will be cutting your risk by a big margin. You're looking at handling these animals for only 3 months as compared to somebody else who is dealing with maybe a year before they can sell their animals. And anyway, if you are doing zero grazing, why will you want to feed an animal for 1 year to gain the same weight that you can gain by feeding a pure genetics animal for only 3 months? It's not rocket science. It's a very easy decision to make.